And I'm trying to think of the objections of what that I would have when I was younger, Martin's objections. Yeah, but I'm gonna we didn't rehearse this, but I'm gonna do a yeah, but to you.
Yeah,
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 but
but
yeah, but what what if she leaves you? What if she takes you for all you're worth? What if what if you lose half of your retirement? What if she cheats on you? What what if all this crap you're telling me doesn't work out and it ends anyway in divorce? Aren't you going to be taken? You're going to look like a fool with all this stuff you're talking about.
and I can relate to that objection, but what I discovered in my own mind behind those kind of yeah buts is a fear of a consequence. And if I unpack the consequence, it's ultimately in some shape or form, and this is going to go meta really fast, but I'm like that. I'll find some form of shame. I'll find that if I lose half, I have a belief of some kind that something in me will prevent me from recovering from that loss of half, or that there's some deficit within me that if my wife sleeps with another man will mean something about me, that I'll discover ultimately that I am broken, that I'm not enough. And so what I how I would answer is that comes from the same exact place that believes I'm not enough to begin with. And when our root sense of I'm not enough that's causing us to believe she needs to completely me goes away, well, it goes away here too. So I give absolutely no bandwidth in my heart and mind to the what ifs in the future, because there's no future I can imagine myself, no matter how horrible, right? Even horrible things like children dying and a wife leaving and houses catching on fire and terminal illness. None of that has the capacity and the power to take something away from my well-being, right? It could make life very difficult, but it can't take away that root sense of who we are. And that's been probably the big gift in all this, right? Is
Yeah, I had to
feeling
write that
that
down.
okay about yourself.
Yeah. And it's almost full circle back to the very beginning of this conversation. I'm going to read that back to you. I know you've said this before, but the way you said it, there was no future that I could imagine having the capacity and power to take away my well-being. That is the whole game.
Right. Yeah.
That is the
It's
game.
and just to clarify for the Martins of the world watching, that's not something I figured my way out to, and I just got that level of well-being. I was born with that same well-being I just mentioned the moment I took my first breath. And it was actually, for me, it was a journey back to that reality, not a scramble to try to find well-being, but a letting go of all of the other
Mhm.
bullshit that I had used to calculate my worthiness for well-being in the first place. When I let that go and I remembered it's this intangible value that I believe all human beings have, that you're
Yeah.
born with. Um, that's the basis. And you've said this a number of times. Value and worth and well-being. It's not a destination; it's your origin. And it was that kind of thinking that helped me to see. Wait a minute, I've got this all backwards, right? And so when that kind of settled into my heart, yeah, it became the basis for ultimately freedom and
Yeah.
self-reliance. And being able and quite willing to play any quarter in any game, because I don't care what happens in the fourth quarter. I don't care if it ends up in a total train wreck. I know that, yeah, I'll be okay. And I have countless men in my life who I've seen endure all kinds of things. Your story, other men in our story, and they all basically rebound.